I wonder how my pups are doing. For those of you who don't know, I'm here in Boston for school. I'm from SoCal originally, and I've always said one of the hardest things about being out here is I miss my dogs every day. Right there on the left is my Minnie, on the right is Ryan, and that is Noah. They're my puppy dogs. The Secret Life of Pets. So this is the 5th film from Illumination Entertainment. They brought us the Despicable Me franchise, and I actually liked the first film. I thought it was actually pretty funny. So now we have a film that is like Toy Story, but for our pets. It goes off the premise that, you know, while the owners all go off for their day jobs, the pets have their life of their own. They don't just sit at the door all day long and wait for their owners to come back. They hang out with their other pet friends in like a group, and so now we have our animated movie about these pets who get caught up in a jam and end up going throughout an adventure throughout New York City. And honestly speaking, I did not think this movie was going to be that good. You know, it's the guys who brought us Despicable Me. It's gonna have slapstick humor, like dumb Minions stuff. Like there's a short film about the Minions that you see before the actual movie, and it was pretty dumb. But I'm happy to say The Secret Life of Pets surprised me in the best way possible. I really dug this film. I had a lot of fun. First off, I liked the characters in the film, and actually there were a lot of familiar voices where I was like, oh my god, I know that voice. Another one, I know that voice. The main character, Max, voiced by Louis C.K., I thought he did a really good job. Jessie Slate as Gidget was another one where I was like, I know that voice. And I was like, oh yeah, she was the sheep in Zootopia. Kevin Hart as Snowball, I thought, alright, this is gonna be like one of those dumb slapstick characters who's just like gonna be there for kids, and I wasn't really gonna laugh at him. But he actually had some of the funniest moments in the film. He was hilarious. And yeah, this film was surprisingly really funny, which is really the main focus of the film. That's really what it's supposed to be all about. It's not a family film, it's not Disney, it's Illumination Entertainment under Universal, so it's really just aimed for kids. Let Disney take care of the ones that are for adults and kids. But me, being a 21-year-old dude, I laughed a lot in this film. There were some jokes that fell flat, sure, but I'd say about 75% of the jokes in this film had me laughing. There are some references they make to pop culture stuff. Some of it was random slapstick, some of it was really clever. But there were 2 scenes in this film I can think of that actually were pretty dumb. But the flip side to those scenes were that in both of those scenes, there was a good song playing in the background. Like songs that I know. So I was like, yeah, this is the dumbest thing I've seen on a screen, but oh my god, I love this song. That happens twice in this film. It features some pretty good songs, and with that, I'm gonna segue into the soundtrack, because the soundtrack for this film was awesome! Alexandre Desplat composed the music for this film. He wrote the music for the last 2 Harry Potter films and The Danish Girl. This soundtrack, since this movie takes place in New York, there's a lot of Rhapsody in Blue type jazz going on. There are like some clear influences from like West Side Story that I heard. Love me some West Side Story. It's like, you remember the opening sequence to Monsters Inc. where it's like animated and there's that jazz music going on? A lot of the music in this film sounded like that, and that's never a bad thing. It's a great score. And I don't really have to say this, but visually this movie was really good. Really good camera angles, you know? It's like those things where you know it's an animated film, so the camera can do all sorts of things that live action you really can't do without CGing it up. Although I gotta say, they do this in like a lot of animated films where like people live in an apartment in New York, and out their window is the view of like the entire city. I'm like, no, there is no apartment in New York with that view. I understand they do it for like visual appeal because it was really cool looking. It was just unrealistic, but it's fine because it's a movie aimed for kids. All in all, I gotta say, The Secret Life of Pets had great characters, good music, and some pretty good jokes most of the time. In a surprising turn of events, I will say, go see this movie while it's in theaters. I love it when there's a movie that I don't think is gonna be good, and then it turns out to be pretty good. That's always a pleasant surprise. So The Secret Life of Pets, have you seen it, and what did you think about it? Whatever you think, go ahead and leave a comment. And don't forget to subscribe.